Hi guys, this is JP from FSiPanel. On this video, I will show you how to use the advanced failure panel of FSiPanel Advanced Edition. At the time we speak, only the PMDG 737 is compatible with that new panel. It's a beautiful bird. So let's see what you can do with that panel and how easy you can trigger some failure. So let's go in the cockpit. Here we are, and I will bring FSiPanel in front of our eyes, and this panel is right there. When you click failure, if you have the advanced edition of FSiPanel, you get into the list of ATA. So if, for example, I'm interested in a failure in the electrical system, I can click on electrical power, and then I will get all the possible failure. So if, for example, now we would like to fail the generator 2, I just select that failure. And now I get the summary of what I'm about to fail, and I have a couple of options as trigger. So you can see the trigger are altitude MSL. This is based on what you see on your altimeters. Altitude AGL, above ground level. Indicated airspeed, your flap lever position, your gear lever position. Fail now, obviously it will fail just now. Fail in 30 seconds or fail in 60 seconds. Here on the aircraft data, you can see that right now I'm flying at 4,900 feet. My altitude AGL is more than 2,500 feet. My indicated airspeed is 202. I'm flaps up and the gear is up. So let's say we would like to have a generator 2 fail when, for example, I'm extending the flaps to 1. So I will select flap lever and I will go for flaps 1. So now we have a summary right there. Trigger when the flaps are moved to flaps 1. So I will arm the failure now. If I would click on arm on next approach, FSiPanel will be ready for the next time you click move aircraft. So basically nothing will happen now, but you are preparing yourself for the next approach. So now we are ready to trigger that on the flaps 1. So I'll click on arm now. So when you click on arm now, you have the summary on the main screen. You can see that generator 2 fail is armed when flaps are moved to 1. All right, let's add another failure there. Let's go into navigation, for example, and why don't we fail the right GPS? All right, so when do we want to fail the right GPS? Why not with indicated airspeed? So if I go on indicated airspeed, you can see that right now we are flying 203 knots. So here I want to show you that because of this plus, minus, and actual IIS. So actual IIS is 203 knots. And if I want my GPS to fail when I accelerate through, let's say, 210 knots, then I can just type in 210. Then that will be accelerating. Or with a plus, this is optional. But let's say you want the GPS to fail when you reduce your speed to, let's say, 180 knots. Now it's important to dial in minus 180. Which will be decelerating. So when the aircraft decelerate through 180 knots, the failure will occur. So now let's go for, let's say, 210. Now again, trigger when the aircraft accelerate through 210 knots. Arm. So basically now I have two failures in my summary. At this stage, I have some options there. I can click on the failure, and I can decide to delete it if I'm not anymore interested to have this failure triggered, or fail now if you don't want to wait for the trigger options, or back if you just want to close that screen. So that's what you can do from there. If you click on your failure panel, you can see that we have two arm conditions. Again, you can go in the arm conditions, click on it, and you will have this exact same option as I just showed you before. So let's go now and try to trigger one of these failures. So one will happen when the airspeed increase above 210. So let's go in the aircraft. Here we go. And we will nicely increase our speed to, let's say, 215. So we'll go quickly in the FSiPanel. And we should see quickly in a few seconds that this one will trigger. Let's see what happened. We passed 210. FMC alert. So what do we have? We have a GPS write invalid. So it's been triggered. Let's see in FSiPanel. What you can see now, we have still one failure that is ARM, and we have one failure which is active showing in red. So again, now if I go into a red button, which is we have anything fail into navigation, yes, it's the GPS write fail. Now I could clear that malfunction. So if I click clear all malfunction, then the aircraft will be completely cleared of any malfunctions. But if I clear that malfunction, let's do it now. Now that malfunction GPS write fail will be cleared, as you can see. And if I go in the summary, we only have generator 2 fail, which is ARM, and that will trigger when we go flaps 1. So if I go back in the simulator, we don't have any more our GPS failed, and everything is good. So now we have this flaps 1. We should have a generator fail when I go flaps 1. So let's go flaps 1. So we'll go. So you can see flaps 1. Here we go. The flaps are moving to 1. And now we should get a master caution electrical. Master caution electrical. Let's see what happened. Yes, the right generator has failed. QRH will ask you to try to put it back on or start the APU to use the APU as the AC source for the right side here. So as you can see, now if I go in FSiPanel, we have the generator 2 fail, which is an active failure. So I can clear that failure again by going clear malfunction. Remember that when you clear that, for example, this generator failure on a 737, then of course you still have your electrical malfunctions because it needs to be reset manually. So now I need to go into my generator and put it back on the bus, but now it's working. Another nice feature that you can use from this advanced panel is the TCAS. So if we want, for example, to have a TCAS advisory, this is not a resolution, this is an advisory. I can select the position of the intruder. So if I want the intruder to come from my left side, then do you want it to be above or below your position? Let's say 800 feet above. Then I can again choose any conditions or just fail now. So if I click fail now, then we should see an intruder coming from the left side. And it's right there. You can see it's coming from the left side, and it's only a TCAS advisory, so we should just get the traffic, but we should not get any resolution because it's 800 feet above us, so it should not trigger resolution. That's just for training purposes. So when you have that, of course, you will put all the lights on, seatbelt sign on, and be ready, your hands on the control, to take over the aircraft and follow the guidance should you have a TCAS resolution. So now this traffic is a 747, and unfortunately it's cloudy today, so I don't think we will see it. Let's see, it's right in front of us, 800 feet above. That's the nice thing when you have a traffic advisory in IMC. It's always more difficult to realize how close sometimes the aircraft is, or sometimes how far it could be to trigger that condition. Alright, if you want to get rid of the traffic, same procedure as always. Go to your traffic advisory, clear the malfunction, and that's it. Your aircraft is gone. Alright guys, this is the FSiPanel Advanced Editions on the failure panel. I hope you like this video. If you have any questions or comments, please drop me a line below, and please subscribe to the channel. Speak to you soon and stay safe. Bye bye.